All right, then. So on the program this morning, I did tell you we're transporting your imagination to the inner part of Ikorodu to precisely be, the location is Igbogbo-Baiyeku and Ijede. But let me just give you some little facts and figures about the locality we're visiting this morning. Igbogbo-Baiyeku is located in Ikorodu division of Lagos State. In terms of the population, as at 2006 census, the population was approximately 156,661, but I can tell you it has grown exponentially ever since. This is 19 years after, so I'm sure that we'll be talking about almost 1 million people residing in that area. Now, if you're talking about the size, the Igbogbo-Baiyeku LCDA covers an area of approximately 44.1 square kilometers. And in terms of economic activities, the area is renowned for its agricultural produce, including products like cassava, yams, and even fruit as well. Now, there are several public and private schools in the area, including the Lagos State Polytechnic, Ikorodu campus. You know that very, very well. For those of you who are within that particular end and who live within those areas, you know Igbogbo-Baiyeku. And there's even the general hospital there too. Now, if I take you to Ijede, it's also located in the Ikorodu division of Lagos State. We can tell you population-wise, as at 2006 census, the population was approximately 167,721. Now, in terms of land area, it covers an area of approximately 10.3 square kilometers. So it's not that big at all. 10.3 square kilometers, and you know what that means. But my guests, they'll be shedding more light on all of this as I bring them to the microphone this morning, because we are reflecting on the crucial roles. And, you know, we've been doing this for quite a while now. We're trying to situate the crucial roles of district officers in shaping the built environment in Lagos. Joining me right now, Town Planner Salami Olalekan Hakeem is a Chief Town Planning Officer with the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, and he's currently the District Officer of Igbogbo-Baiyeku LCDA. Nice to have you in the building, Town Planner Salami. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
And how are you doing?
Victor, I'm fine.
How was your journey here?
Yeah, it was cool.
It was good?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a long time I've been to the inner part of Ikorodu, by the way. So in terms of your journey, how many hours or how long does it take from Igbogbo-Baiyeku to this place?
Let me say approximately 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Yeah.
So it's not that far, so to say, except for build-ups on the road.
Yeah.
All right, then you're welcome. Okay, then. So joining him as well, I have Bldr Olawale Azeez Olaniran. He's a Deputy Director of Building Services with the LASPPPA, and he's the District Head of Ijede Igbogbo-Baiyeku LCDA. Nice to have you in the building. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
How was the journey here too?
It was great.
Okay, so are you coming from Igbogbo-Baiyeku or you're coming from Ijede?
Well, I'm from... I come right away from...
Okay, you live...
Abulegba.
Okay, you live in Abulegba.
Oh, yes.
But you work in Igbogbo-Baiyeku.
Exactly, sir.
And Ijede.
Exactly,
Oh boy, that's a long one. Oh.
It's
Having to go there
interesting.
every day.
It's interesting.
That's a long one. Well done.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
So it's nice having both of you in the studios. Both of you are district officers. We'll come to your roles very, very shortly. But Town Planner Salami,
Yes.
I know the amnesty program is done and dusted, at least for now, but its impact and memory still linger on. So talk to me and my listeners this morning. How did the program go in Igbogbo-Baiyeku at the time it was on?
Yeah, the program went well because we received a lot of people coming in for their approval as regarding to those that hasn't got their planning permit.
Okay.
And that was great.
During that time?
Yeah.
During those 8 months, we had so many people coming up to Igbogbo-Baiyeku
Yeah.
to correct their papers.
Yes.
All right. Bldr Olawale Olaniran, what about you?
Yeah,
Ijede Igbogbo-Baiyeku, how was it?
the turnout was impressive. A lot of people do come out to do one or two things with us,
Right.
possibly for staging and for commencement of their processing of the documents.
Right. So that amnesty was very, very good. Is that what you're saying now?
Exactly, sir.
All right. Let me get back to Town Planner Salami. You know, in the wisdom of Mr. Governor's eyes, he must have done that for a reason. Why was the amnesty program introduced from your point of view? Why do you think it was introduced?
Yeah, from my own point of view, the amnesty was introduced for people to get relief and for people that are built without approved building plan, which we call by law planning permit, to regularize.
Okay.
And if you look at it in terms of the social benefit of it, people were able to do their planning permit, and at the same time, is a sort of a revenue generation.
Okay.
To government as well.
Right. So at that time, government said we need to do this so that things. But I mean, in your office on a daily basis during that period, like how many people were turning up?
At least on daily basis, we received like 20, 30 people coming up for
their planning permits.
For their planning permit.
These are for completed buildings.
Yes, completed building.
Wow.
Roofed.
People were coming during that period, and were you able to process all of them?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Wow. What about for Bldr? Olawale, yes. In your own neighborhood, I mean, in your own office, how many people were turning up every day?
A lot of people do come to our office.
Okay. Like how many? 10, 15, 20? Can you put a figure to it?
Up to 20.
Up to 20. So you can say that things went pretty well during that period.
Exactly.
All right. Town Planner Salami, when you look at all that went down last year due to the amnesty, do you think the amnesty program met its objectives?
Of course.
It did?
It did.
Right. And when you look at the huge pile of requests for more of the amnesty program, do you think that the amnesty program on completed buildings should be extended? Do you think it should be extended?
No, it shouldn't be extended, because I believe, in my own point of view, that that will encourage illegality, because some of these builders or developers, we tend to build without planning permit.
Okay.
And so doing, that we encourage what's it called? Illegality.
So from your perspective, governor should not extend it.
Yeah.
But we have people that are clamoring for it. You think governor should not yield, right?
No.
It shouldn't yield.
Yes.
Bldr Olawale, is that your own thinking process as well?
Exactly.
Why is that?
Because people construct haphazardly.
Okay, you need to face that microphone very well so that we can hear. You said people construct
haphazardly without minding the consequence.
Right.
And if we don't build right, anything can happen. We don't pray for bad things in Lagos State.
Right.
So it is good that they obtain authorization before commencement of work on site, and as well they must obtain their building permit.
All right. So this amnesty, what was the benefit really? What were people benefiting from it? What was the thing that people, were going to get as a reward for showing up, even though their buildings were completed without planning permits? Town Planner Salami?
Okay, the question again, sorry.
So what was the benefit of it really? What were people that were to get their planning permits, what were they going to get in return? What was the benefit?
Yeah, the benefit was at least they were able to get their planning permit. That's number one.
Right.
Then number two, at least it will be a kind of pass down to the incoming generation that you have a legal document.
Right. I heard the penal fees were raised, right?
Yes.
Talk to me. What are the penal fees? Can you just educate our listeners?
The penal fee that were raised were waived.
Waived, rather. Yeah.
Yes, waived.
Yes. So what are those penal fees?
The penal fee is the total processing fee.
Okay.
Times 4 of the total processing fee. Let's assume that the processing fee is 1 million naira, for instance.
All right.
And the penal fee will be 4 million naira. It means you are paying 1 million at the same time you are paying that 4 million naira. So
wow. But that 4 million was now waived.
Yeah.
That's what government waived.
Yes.
Wow. That's huge indeed. And I'm sure that lots of people would have benefited from that. Let's switch gears now and switch to your direct responsibility in your locality. Let's talk a bit about your duties at Igbogbo-Baiyeku, and I'm still going to be staying with you. Town Planner Salami, what are your direct responsibilities?
My direct responsibility is to ensure seamless process of planning permit and to ensure conformity on the planning permit granted.
Okay. Seamless
process. Of planning permit.
Okay. Now, you issue permits, right, within
Yeah.
that locality?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Bldr Olaniran?
Yes,
What's
sir.
your direct responsibility within the Ijede and Igbogbo-Baiyeku?
Yes. The people were able to.
We're talking about your direct responsibility now, what you do there in that locality.
Monitoring of
The buildings?
buildings on daily basis
Okay.
to ensure that it's in line with the core mandate of the agency, which is to maintain sanity in the built environment. And to be able to do that, they need to obtain authorization so that the project will be staged.
Right. Stage
It
by
will be-
stage.
It will stage accordingly.
Okay.
And sign off will be given to ensure that they built right and is being certified by the right professional.
Great. Let's talk about the communities that you have under Igbogbo-Baiyeku, Town Plan and Salami. What are those communities?
Yeah, we have Lara. We have Igbogbo-Baiyeku, Oluodo. What's the name of this community again?
Okay. Igbogbo itself?
Igbogbo itself, yeah.
Okay. So you have, are they very big communities?
They are all small communities.
Small communities. Like I just said here, it sits on 44.1 square kilometers.
Yeah.
And from you, Bldr Olawale, I know
yes, sir.
apart from Igbogbo-Baiyeku, you're also
yes.
superintending Ijede as well. So talk to me,
yes.
what are the communities you have under your area of supervision?
Okay, for Ijede, we have Abuleko, we have Okeletu, we have Bagidon, we have Bopa, and we have
Okay, walk by, right? Okay, we're trying to get more of the localities there.
Okay.
But how big is Ijede?
Ijede.
It's a small community, right?
It's a small community.
Not that big, right?
Not that big.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. This is Buldright, and I have Town Planner Salami here with me in the building. He's the district officer from Igbogbo-Baiyeku, and Bldr Olawale Olaniran, who is of LASBCA, representing LASBCA there, and he's the district officer of Ijede, Igbogbo-Baiyeku. Situation report from the Ikorodu end says vehicular movement from trailer park proceeding towards Odogunyo is looking pretty good, while Odogunyo proper is slightly busy due to pedestrian crossings and commercial activities there. Moving down to NMPC and Flower, as well as Second Gate, is free. Slight delays connecting First Gate due to pedestrians and tricycles. Movement from there heading towards Okegbegun and Sawmill, as well as Lasma Yard, I Foundation and Sabo Proper. All those areas looking pretty good. Navigating Power Line and Aleje is appreciably good as well, while journey towards Ikorodu Interchange and Primero, as well as Unity, is moving at a much faster pace. I'm sure this location I'm mentioning, you're very familiar with them. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about what, those communities that we have under your area of supervision. Would you describe Igbogbo as a developed area or developing? Town Planner Salami.
Igbogbo is a developing area.
It's developing.
Yeah.
So we have lots of new structures. You still have lands in those areas that are coming up.
Yes.
You mean it?
Yes.
Okay. And for you, Bldr Olawale,
Yeah.
how would you describe Ijede?
Ijede is a developing community.
Developing community. So you have new structures that are springing up.
Exactly, sir.
Let's talk about the kind of approvals that you guys, give and you issue from time to time. Town Planner Salami, what kind of planning permit approvals do you issue?
Yeah, we issue planning permit approval on residential development, commercial development, mixed-use development, and renovation permit.
Okay. Now, let's talk about this renovation permit. At what point do I need a renovation permit?
Probably the building itself is going through a decade situation.
Okay, is going through some deplorable situations, right?
Situation, yeah.
Okay.
So from there, you need to apply for planning permit. You write a letter applying for renovation permit, and attached with the already granted approval, stating those areas that you want to renovate.
Let me bring this to you, because what we're finding now from developers, a lot of them do so many things. You have a house,
Okay.
let's say 2 bedrooms, and a living room, so to say, but because they now want to turn the place into a rented facility. Okay, so you now want to convert 2 rooms into 3 rooms. In that kind of situation, are they supposed to come to you?
Yes, they're supposed to come to us. That's not a renovation, it's a redevelopment.
Or a remodeling?
Remodeling.
Okay.
Exactly.
So they're supposed to come to you?
Yes.
Right. But what we find out is most people do not come to you, they just start developing. Is that an offense?
It's an offense because it's illegal.
And if they are caught, what's the penalty?
They will be penalized.
Okay. Penalty means that are they going to stop that construction, or will the house be sealed?
The construction must be stopped immediately.
Right.
Then from there they come to the office. We tell them the necessary things to do with the relevant documents to be submitted.
Okay. So, but I'm curious, is it right for that to be done? I mean, if you have a structure that has already been built, 2 floors, 2 rooms in a building, is it right for a 3rd room to be developed out of it as well?
It depends on the size of the land.
Okay.
If the size of the land can actually contain what they want to do, but if it is not, they will be stopped from doing that.
And Bldr, Olawale, that's your own purview, because you guys are the ones that do monitoring.
Yes, you are right.
Talk to me.
And it also depends on the type of foundation that they had for that building initially. If it is not designed for shores, there is no need for it. The person will have to buy another land to develop.
Right.
Because it may bring danger at the end of the day. In Emeka to the user and then the public.
All right. So it's not proper.
Not proper.
All right. And do you have this kind of conversation with developers? Because these are things that are cropping up every day. Do you have a kind of engagement with them?
Yes, we do, but we advise them appropriately.
Okay. From time to time.
From time to time.
All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Buldright is the program, and this morning we are still situating the role of district officers, the crucial roles they play in shaping the built environment. And I can tell you, I have Bldr Olawale Adeniro in the building, and also I have town planner Salami Olalekan Hakeem. Both of them, they are from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. We're going to take a short break right now. When we return, it'll be time to hear from you. You can join the conversation on 091 53 87 7127. 091 53 87 7127. If you live within the inner part of Ikorodu this morning, and we're talking building and building right, if you want to get it right in the built environment, you can feel free to bring in your contributions, your concerns, and let my guests respond to you. A brief break, we will be back.
Dear Lagosians, the vision of making Lagos a sustainable and resilient state through community regeneration and inclusive physical planning begins with building right. We all have a role to play in achieving this vision in line with the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning and Development Law of 2019 as amended. Do you know that before buying a land or building on it, you must check for the permissible use from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development? Do you know that you must obtain a planning permit and authorization to commence the construction of your building? Do you also know that you require state certification and certificate of completion for building construction in Lagos State? Estate developers must obtain layout approval before developing their estate and obtain full planning permit after the expiration of a provisional planning permit. Their Lagosians, do not carry out unapproved renovation, remodeling or demolition. Do not break the seal on an enforced property. Do not obtain fake planning permit and do not abandon uncompleted buildings. Do not break the law. Build right in accordance with the state operative development plans. Let's work together to make Lagos a sustainable smart city of choice. For more information, download the Lagos State MPP UD app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Igbogbo-Baiyeku Ajumosheni, announcer, Lagos State Government.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Buldright is the program, and I still have with me in the building Town Planner Salami, Olalekan, Hakeem. Of course, he is of LASPPPA, and I have Bldr Olawale Olaniran, who is of LASBCA, and both of them from Igbogbo-Baiyeku and Ijede LCDAs. All right, then. So if you want to have a word with them, feel free to connect with us. 0915387 7127 09153877127. We've given you the report covering the Ikorodu and Apapa corridor. We did tell you sunrise inwards mile 2 by the service lane. There's a loaded truck laden with 40-feet container broken down there. It's receiving attention as we speak. If you're making the journey to the island, I can tell you the Third Bridge is still very accessible. Eco Bridge is busy as a result of rehabilitation work. That's Eco Bridge inwards NEPA. Connecting Akpongpong, slow and steady. That's what you have there. Kata Bridge is still looking good and accessible from now. And of course, the Suliri end is very, very accessible as well. All right, then. So 08099120777, 09153877127. Those are the numbers that you can connect with us. All right. I have some messages that are coming here for you. This one says, "Good morning, sir. Is it right to convert my house to an office, just as most residential buildings have been converted and rented out as offices here in Ikeja?" Shola is sending that one in from Anifowushi. All right, so what's your take on that? Is it right? Bldr Olawale, let me come to you.
It's not right, because the building is residential, and that place is a residential place. If you want to convert it to office, there are certain steps you need to follow.
Okay.
One, you need to seek for permission if it is allowed, and if it's not allowed, then you go to another place.
All right, so it's not right at all. This one
no.
says, "Good morning, Traffic Radio. I have observed that there are lots of houses, shops, etc. in Ikorodu built under power lines. How did they get approval? And what can be done about this?" Soji is sending this one in. Soji, thank you so much. Town Planner Salami, this will go to you. How did they get planning permits? Or they don't have?
Building under high tension is a zero tolerance. So those people building under high tension are doing that illegally.
Okay.
And action is going to be taken on that.
Yeah, but I mean, he's also asking, how did they get the planning permit? Or are you saying they don't have planning permit?
No, they don't have planning permit. I just said that now.
Most of them don't have?
They are illegal occupants there.
Okay. They built illegally there?
Yeah.
All right. This one says, "Good morning, Traffic Radio. Can we report illegal building activities anonymously? If yes, how?" Okay. Yes, you can. But let me allow my guests to respond to that. Bldr Olawale, can people report anonymously?
Oh yes, they can, and they have been doing it. You just need to go to our website, then you report electronically, and then we'll receive it and we attend to it.
People that report to you, do you take it up?
Exactly, 100%.
You do?
100%.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that question. 08099120777. That's the numbers, and 09153877127. Those are the numbers that you can connect with us. Town Planner Salami, how many days does it take for someone to get a planning permit?
Right now, we are running a 10-day deal. And within 10 days, you get your planning permit, depending on if you bring in the relevant document for the process.
Okay, so you're very, very certain?
Sure.
That within 10 working days,
you get your planning permit.
Right. So what is it that could disturb one from getting the planning permit in 10 days? Is there anything that could happen that would not necessitate me getting that planning permit in 10 days?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. You heard that from him. 10 working days, and you've mentioned the kind of planning permit that you guys issue, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about the building process itself. When I get the planning permit, Bldr Olawale,
oh, yes.
And I feel I've done the most righteous thing, the next thing is for me to go and build, and I start building. Is that right?
No.
So what should be the steps?
When you have the building permit, you need to write to Lagos State Building Control Agency for authorization. You cannot commence work on site without authorization. So when you have that authorization, the district head and his team will conduct site inspection to be sure if that land is vacant. And if it's vacant, then the authorization letter will be issued to you. And when you want to commence construction work on site, you write again your intention to commence construction work, which will give 7 days notice to the agency. And the expiration of that, we will conduct inspection stage by stage from setting out till completion. And at every stage will be issued sign-off, whereby your consultant or professionals will need to sign the compliance form given to him, which is going to be countersigned by the LASBCA official.
All right. So that's the step-by-step.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the process that it takes. All right, so you heard it from him. It's not proper. If you get your planning permit, please do not go ahead to build. Definitely, there must be a process which Bldr Olawale has just introduced now. This one says, good morning. Most modern houses in Lagos don't have adequate parking space for tenants and they start parking their cars on the roads. How can this menace be addressed? Sheung Ibrahim. Sheung Ibrahim is a regular on this program. Sheung, that's a very, very good point that you have noted, and I think we need to get this back to my friends in the building. So what are you guys doing about that? Let's start first with town planner Salami.
Yeah, if you are, for instance, if you are submitting a plan for processing of planning permit, we usually have a stipulated standard of airspaces and setback. But in most cases, when people are granted approval, some of them usually build contrary to approval granted. But what we do is, when we go out on our daily monitoring unit routine, we serve them and we ensure that they comply with the approval planning permit granted.
All right. Okay, then. There's a question in here for Bldr Olawale. It says, isn't there a monitoring team going around to inspect such developments? How would your guests conveniently say they have built illegally? So what is their duty regarding surveillance and enforcement? Jibril is sending this one in from Ijesha. Jibril, thank you so much. I think he was responding to what you said earlier on about those illegal structures around the Igbogbo-Baiyeku and Ikorodu that are building under the high tension wire. So he's saying, how would you say they are building illegally when you're supposed to have an enforcement team? Bldr Olawale, I need you to respond to that.
Yeah, thank you. We go out on monitoring exercise on daily basis to ensure that the developer constructs in line with the agency mandate.
Okay.
That is to maintain sanity in the environment and to construct your building in a safe and healthy manner. So if you construct a building under the power line or power line setback, at the road setback or canal setback, definitely the building is illegal and it will be marked and served.
Have you done that in Ijede recently?
Exactly.
You've marked some buildings?
The first person that has question on the building that are under power line, yes, at Ijede, those buildings have been marked and served by my team.
Okay. So when are you guys going to demolish?
We are waiting enforcement anytime.
Okay. All right. This one says, good morning, sirs, in the studios. Please, I want to find out if someone rebuilds a demolished structure, if they meet the requirements later. Thanks. Nike from Ikorodu. I don't know what you mean. It says, let me get this. Say, please, I want to find out if someone... Okay, maybe one says, if someone can rebuild a demolished structure if they meet the requirements later. I don't understand that, Anike. You need to say that one in again. This one says, good morning, Victor and the gentlemen in the studios. Can one get a building approval in Igbogbo online, or it has to be at the physical office? If we can't do it online, please, if you can do it online, please share the address All right. Thank you so much. You didn't put your name, by the way. All right. So gradually, we're winding to the end of the program. But for those who would like to know your addresses and where your office is, Town Planner Salami, where's your office in Igbogbo-Baiyeku?
My office is at 42 Beach Road, opposite General Hospital, Ikorodu.
Okay, number 42 Beach Road. And for Bldr Olawale,
Yes,
where's
sir.
your office?
My office is located in LASMA Yard at Sabo, beside Jubilee Housing Estate.
Right. Let's round this all up now this morning. What's your message to our listeners? Town Planner Salami, as we round up the program, what's your message?
Yeah, my message to the listener this morning is that Lagosians should build right to avert building collapse so that we can have aesthetic environments for living, for recreation, and what have you, and also engage professionals when they are building.
All right, then. And for Bldr Olawale, what's your parting thought on the program?
Yes, is to engage professionals in their construction process, and at the same time, when a project is completed, they need to obtain certificate of completion and fitness for habitation to ensure that the building is structurally stable and fit for habitation.
All right. Nice having you in the building. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
Both of
having
you.
us.
All right. It was a good excursion going through Igbogbo-Baiyeku and Ijede this morning. And we've done that from the viewpoint of two great minds. One of them, Town Planner Salami Olalekan Hakeem, who's Chief Town Planning Officer with LASPPPA, that's the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, and the District Officer of Igbogbo-Baiyeku, LCDA. Same for Bldr Olawale Olaniran, who is a Deputy Director Building Services with LASBCA, and of course, he's the District Head of Ijede, Igbogbo-Baiyeku District Office. We have to go now, but before I do that, some of you are asking if you can report anonymously. Yes, the Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development did say that if you have any infractions on the environment, you can always report anonymously, and you can do that on these numbers: 070 3065 3241. That's 070 3065 3241 or 080 3469 8264. That's 080-3469-8264. If you have any issues that relate to the environment, please report on those lines and somebody will be there to respond to you. We have to go. Mike James has produced the program as usual. Maximum thanks to Akinsoya Adetola, who is Chief Public Affairs Officer for the Ministry. Same for Sanusi Mukaila, who's Director of Public Affairs for the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. Benita Olame is in the building. Maximum shout out going out to Deborah Bldr and Okpayemi Shodunke. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a great day. Bye.